Hey, hold on a minute.
What is it?
There's something... Nah, I guess there's a couple of things. Well, one of them's not really significant, I guess.
He wants to double check some things. I'm sorry.
Huh?
First off, this machine. We didn't even end up using this thing, did we? I was just wondering what it was.
Well, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to answer that. Look at the side here. There's a name or something. IG Replicator. Ooh.
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff.
So it's kind of like a copy machine?
Yeah, probably copies IG, whatever that is.
Any
Who
ideas?
knows? Ice cream by the gallon?
Ah! Of course! This machine must be here so we can make all the ice cream we want! Are you nuts? You're an idiotic girl, you know that? You're one idiotic girl, I mean. In other words, an IG.
Oh, good one.
Hey, this isn't the time for stupid jokes. There's a helpless child back there in the infirmary who needs our help.
He was right, of course. I hung my head in shame.
At any rate, as long as we don't know what IG means, we can't do anything with this machine, right?
That's right.
Makes sense. On to the second issue. Sigma, you found a journal and some sort of vial in the safe, right?
Yeah.
The vial. Could you show it to me again? I didn't really get a good look at it before. You guys were in there so close I could barely see it. Was it really Excelavir?
Yeah, definitely. As I spoke, I pulled the vial out of my pocket. See, it's written right there on the label. Excelavir.
You really are an idiot.
Huh?
Although I guess in this case the G...
Wait, what? Idiot stands for G stands for guy. What? I don't... The words were barely out of my mouth when he moved. Oh. Before I could blink, the vial disappeared from my hand. Hey, what gives?
What are you doing?
Deer slipped the vial back to quickly into his
don't
coat.
worry. I'll keep it safe. I'll even give it back to you later.
No, not later. Give it back
I
now.
don't think so. If you want it back, you're gonna have to listen to my request.
Request?
Yeah, that's what I said. If you want this back, you have to choose Ally.
Ally? Wait, is that why you took the medicine? To blackmail me?
That's horrible. You're using Quark's life as leverage.
Well, I've got some really good reasons to do so.
What are we on now? Like, I've forgotten. What's the flowchart? Like, what do we choose? We chose betray. What? I don't remember choosing. Oh no, we chose the red door. I was a little worried. I thought we chose betray. No, we chose ally this round. But who were we up against? We're up against Temiyoji. He betrayed us, didn't he? Right. If we choose ally this round, we're gonna die. I'll do it anyway.
I'll be happy to give it back if you just do what I say.
I didn't realize until they started to hurt that I'd curled my hands into a fist. If Dio would only give me an opening.
I wouldn't try and take it back by force if I were you. You make any sudden moves and I'll smash it.
Oh boy, he patted his pockets gently.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Excelavir in here. I hear one word about it.
That's not fair.
Hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
This game isn't about compassion. It's about one thing. How well you can manipulate people to your advantage. How unfair you can be. So, what are you gonna do? Ready to promise me you'll pick ally?
Fine. I promise.
Sigma!
I knew you'd say it eventually. I'm glad you understand how this works, but don't think about trying anything funny. Break your promise and, well, you know what happens. See you chumps later.
Fucking
I'm
hell,
really
dear.
looking forward to the next round.
Are you really going to do what he says?
Yeah.
Sigma, you've only got one BP right now. If we choose ally and he chooses betray,
I know. I'll drop to
but
negative
that
one.
means
Look, it's not like I want to, alright? If we don't do as he says, then he'll destroy the medicine. If he does that, then Quark will. Quark will...
So you're going to die to save his life? That's... Why would you do that?
Because he has... He has a cool hat. Okay? I want Quark to live on. I want his legacy to be so well that everyone will make a sculpture of his hat. Actually want a sculpture of his hat in my room now, actually, now that I think about it. I'd love it just to be on my bookcase. And I'd be able to look at it and remember, this is why I died. This is what I died for. In all honesty, I was terrified. My choice was far from a foregone conclusion. Well, we should get back to the upper room. Floor. Everybody else is probably finished already. I bet they're waiting for us. I didn't wait for Clover's response. Here we go.
And M45.
Sorry, I went ahead and cracked it open a bit early.
Dio. In one of his hands was a moon key. He twirled it around like a veteran gambler, grinned, and slid it back into his pocket.
You don't mind, right? I figured you and Clover would get up. Besides, I thought it'd be best to get this done soon before you lose your nerve. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to the next round.
Ugh. I glanced around the warehouse. Alice and Kay were back. As was Fire. And of course, Clover. Where's Tenmyoji and the rest
They're
of them?
in the infirmary.
We carried Quark to one of the beds. Tenmyoji and Luna are looking after him.
How's he
I
doing?
see.
Well, it's hard to say. He seems to be sleeping soundly, but beyond that, there's really no way to know.
No change then, huh?
Right.
So what was your room, Sigma?
A laboratory.
Is that so?
Did it look like the kind of place where they'd be researching viruses and DNA and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it did.
Was there any of that Excelivir?
Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Excelivir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
My eyes flicked at Dio for a moment. No, nothing. Beside me, Clover bit her lip.
I see.
So how'd it go for you? Find anything interesting? Fire only shook her head. With a unison of movements that almost looked choreographed, Alice and Kay shrugged.
Where does that leave us? We still got about 40 minutes left until voting ends.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a little curious about that lab you found. I thought I might go take a peek at it.
I'll show you the way then.
That would be wonderful.
I think I'll go have a look at the room Alice, Kay, and Tenmyoji found. Never know. Maybe you missed something. Perhaps there's some Excelivir hidden somewhere in there.
Ugh. What a bastard.
Then I shall take you there.
What about you two? Where are you going?
Well, I think I'll start by heading over to the infirmary to see how Quark's doing.
Then I will too.
Glad that's settled.
She nodded to Clover and they disappeared through the magenta door. Dio and Kay followed a few footsteps behind. Okay then, guess we should be going too.
Hold on. Show me that journal first. Dio told me about it. He wouldn't tell me anything about the lab, except that you found a journal with, his words, some sort of bullshit language. He said you had it, so I was hoping I could take a look.
Yeah. One sec. I dug the journal out of my pocket and handed it to Fire. She began to flip through the pages, her eyes quickly scanning each one.
This is Latin.
Latin? You mean you can read it?
Yeah, with time and a dictionary.
So in other words, no.
Pardon me for not being able to translate a dead language on the fly. This looks like some kind of research log. It's not going to be some sort of, I took the dog for a walk today. It was nice kind of stuff. I can understand a little of it. Mostly conjunctions and things like that. But most of these words I've never even seen before.
Fi started to leaf through the book again as she spoke. And suddenly she stopped.
Wait. I can read this one. Page 216. This isn't research notes. It looks like a personal entry.
What's it say?
Don't rush me. This is gonna take a minute. Interesting. Alright, I think I got it. It looks like they're talking about Radical 6.
What? Why are they talking about that?
Not sure. Let me read it to you. Keep in mind I'm paraphrasing.
When the body is infected by Radical 6, the processing speed... Yeah, we've already read this. Therefore, when 1 second has passed, in other words, when 10 seconds pass in the real world, a patient infected with Radical 6 would feel as if only 4 seconds had passed. This is why the virus has been termed Radical 6. Radical 6 is another term for what is also known as the root operation, the function inverse to the taking of a power. In a less mathematical sense, it can also be used to refer to something that is extreme or severe. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. The exact cause of this is unclear, and although there is, as of yet, no direct link between suicidal urges and the reduction in mental processing speed, many believe that they are not unrelated. Those infected with Radical 6 perceive the world to be moving at a fever pitch, as if it were a video cassette being fast-forwarded. For instance, although the patient believes that only 10 seconds have passed, in fact 24.5 seconds have passed. Given this increased speed of input, maintaining the ability to observe the reason and reason would become a Herculean task. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariable attempts to take their own lives, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of the virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus, and yada yada yada. Given our current rate of progress, I predict that I will have a workable treatment within a decade or two. It is my fervent hope that humanity will be able to survive that long. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay. We've already read this. Ironically, the only healthy... Yeah. How many was saved? Okay. Oh Lord, please let the future be a bright one. I admit, Radical 6 is a dick. Killing humans and shit. Make my day worse, why don't you? Well, there's a lot of information. Now we know what the virus does to you, though. If you get infected, your brain slows down to the root of 1/6. That's what, about 40%?
That isn't the important part. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide.
Thus, Alice dying all the time. Yeah, you're right. That would explain why Quark was, well, trying to kill himself.
There are 2 other things in here that worry me. First, the part about how they haven't managed to develop a treatment for it yet. What do you make of that?
What am I supposed to make of it? Maybe they just haven't found one when this journal was written. I mean, from what we know, there's a drug called Xelavir that cures it.
Exactly. But in the journal it says it might take 20 years to make something like that.
Hold on a second. I'm getting confused. When was this thing even written?
December 29th. No year.
Well, then there's no way it was written this year.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, moving on. The second concern I have is about the underground shelters it mentions. The newspaper article said something about quarantining people too. After we read it, we all thought the same thing. What if this was one of those quarantine facilities? But this journal seems to suggest the opposite. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters.
You're trying to say that this place might be one of those underground shelters? Which would mean we're all supposed to be uninfected. We would have been thrown in here to keep us safe.
I mean, there's no way to say for sure at this point, but it seems possible.
But Quark's been infected, right?
And maybe the virus got in somehow.
That would be bad.
Just think about it for a minute. If this is one of those shelters, a lot of things start to make sense. Maybe we've been here for a long time. Like, maybe they put us to sleep somehow. Made us sleep for years, maybe even decades. While we were sleeping, the pandemic that the newspaper article talked about happened. And whoever had this journal made this entry.
And then once the antiviral treatment was finished, they woke us up?
Right. It's all just speculation, but...
No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it seems like a pretty plausible scenario, but we were all captured before the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And how would they have put us to sleep for that long? But most importantly, why the hell are we playing the Nonary game if the point of this game is to save us? Throwing a bunch of people into a game that might kill them is a pretty weird way to protect them from a pandemic.
Yeah, you're right.
See? Please don't see through.
We don't have enough information to make any real conclusions. I think we should see if we can find anything else.
If I had barely finished speaking before she took off for the magenta door. Hey, why don't you come into the infirmary with me?
Changed my mind. You could tell me about Quark later.
And with that... Never mind. I thought you would be smart enough to realize I was lying about the Axelavir. She was gone. Man, I let out a long tired sigh and started off towards the infirmary. How's he doing?
Stable, as far as I can tell.
Still sleeping.
I see. Mind if I have a look?
Please, go ahead.
I made my way around the partition to the side of Quark's bed. The journal and the thing fired I talked about would definitely need to be addressed, but for the moment the AB game was what I needed to concentrate on. Lives were at stake. Mine. And Quark's. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. If the journal was telling the truth, then as soon as the anesthetic wore off, Quark would go insane again. What if we weren't able to restrain him a second time? What if he managed to kill himself before we got to him? Or perhaps he'd just get out of the infirmary and go hide somewhere. On the other hand, it wasn't like we could keep him anesthetizing him forever. There was only one way to save Quark, and that was the Axelavir. Fortunately, Dio had stolen it. If we wanted to get it back, Clover and I would have to vote ally. But if I did, there was an excellent chance I would end up dead. The question was then, what to do? Sacrifice myself to Quark, or keep quiet about the danger he was into himself? To save myself. If I was so faint, I almost didn't hear it.
Grandpa.
What? He shifted a little, then fell silent again. It was enough, though. What on earth had I been thinking? How could I even consider letting a child die in my place? Suddenly my cheeks felt hot with embarrassment and disgust. Did I consider letting Quark die even for a minute was pathetic. There was only one choice. There had only ever been one choice. No way was I going to let Quark die. My hands tightened into fists as I looked down at him, and any uncertainty I'd felt before was gone. I knew what I had to do.
10 minutes remain. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Looks like it's almost time. You two should head back.
What about you?
Not going. I'm worried about Quark.
But you're a solo. If you don't vote...
I'll automatically ally. I know. I heard the voice on the intercom just like you.
What are you going to do if K and L's vote betray?
Nothing, I suppose. Just me.
Just means I lost that round.
I'd just be voting ally anyway. You know who my opponents are, right? Alice only has one BP. If I pick betray and they chose ally, I'd kill her. I'm not so desperate to escape that I'm gonna kill someone for it. And even if I was, I can't leave Quark behind. You see? Doesn't matter if I go into the AB room, my vote's the same either way.
Temioji's mind was made up. Trying to persuade him to leave would have been pointless. Alright, take care of
course.
Quark.
You worry about yourself.
Let's go.
Okay.
Luna and I headed out of the infirmary, leaving Temioji and Quark behind. When we got to the warehouse, we found everyone else waiting for us. Well, not quite everyone. One other person was missing. Hey, where's Dio?
Take a look at the doors.
Oh, they're all closed. When we came in before, the one on the far right was open.
And that would mean...
Then he went in, I guess.
Exactly.
That bastard, he's probably been worried I might try and take the Excelivir from him by force, so he'd hidden himself in the AB room. What a coward. I made up my mind to choose Ally no matter what. But part of me had still considered trying to jump Deer if he dropped his guard. Now he'd made sure I wouldn't get the chance to try.
Where's Tenmyoji?
Oh,
Luna explained Temioji's choice.
I see. Well, I guess that means I don't have to worry about him picking Betray.
right. What will you guys be choosing then?
Ally, of course.
Because my BP is 6, I assume.
Yes. As long as Tenmyoji votes Ally, I can't choose Betray. If I do, K's BP will go up to 9.
But what if he forces you?
You needn't worry. I would never do something so crass.
Really?
Of course.
Then you don't need to go in there.
Excuse me?
Alice can vote by herself. Then we don't have anything to worry about, right?
Well,
Huh?
I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't agree to that.
Why not?
I just can't. Shall we go, Alice?
Hey, hold on a minute there.
Kay continued briskly towards the AB room as if he simply hadn't heard fire. Alice scrambled to follow him, perhaps concerned that he would lock her out. Only seconds later, they disappeared into the third room from the left.
I hope Alice is going to be okay.
Well, there's nothing we can do now. If Kay told the truth, she'll be fine.
5 minutes.
Time's almost up. Come on, Luna.
Right.
They headed off at a trot towards the second room from the right, and were soon out of sight inside it. All right, Clover, time for us to go.
Oh, okay. Right behind you.
I sighed to myself and headed towards the leftmost AB room. Let's do this.
What are you gonna do?
I don't really have a choice, do I? There's only one thing I can do. I'm gonna choose Ally.
You can't! You'll die!
Well, you never know. Just because Dio told us to Ally doesn't necessarily mean he's gonna pick Betray.
Do you really think a jerk like that is going to choose Ally if he doesn't have to? No. He's got 6 BP right now. If he picks Betray, then he'll have 9 points.
Oh, what about you?
Huh?
You got 6 BP too. If Dio chooses Ally and we choose Betray, then we'd have 9 BP.
What? No, that's not... I didn't even realize that until you brought it up. I'm just trying to tell you that Dio is going to pick Betray. That's who he is.
And I'm trying to tell you that I've made up my mind. That's who I am. The only choice is Ally. It's the only chance we have to get that medicine back.
That's why Dio called you an IG. What makes you think he's going to give us the Excelivir, even if you do what he says?
Maybe he won't. Maybe I can guarantee that he'll destroy it if I pick Betray. But I can guarantee, that's who he is.
Fine. If you aren't gonna listen to me, then I guess I don't have a choice. I'll be pushing that button.
Huh? Before I realized what was going on, Clover ducked past me and ran towards the voting machine. No! Stop! I snatched her by the arm and hauled her backwards with all my strength.
Ow!
Sorry. Guess that was a little too hard, huh?
Hey! What do you think you're doing? You can't just throw a girl around like that.
Oh, you're the one who tried to trick me.
But you're gonna die. Dio's going to kill you. You can't do this. I don't want you to die.
10 seconds.
Thanks. It means a lot to hear you say that, Clover. I gave her my best reassuring nod and turned to face the polling machine.
3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry, Clover. Let's go meet Death, my old friend.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
Alright then.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Sorry, that said something. Clover and I stepped out of the AV room. Sorry, my eyes went really weird there and I just yawned. For several long moments, we just stared at one another. Words weren't necessary. Everything she would have tried to tell me, I could already see in her eyes. Let's go. I turned and headed towards the results screen.
Sigma.
I heard her behind me, her voice barely louder than a whisper. The choice was already made. I stood up straight and kept walking. Here we go. Yep, I thought so. Yep. K and Dio.
Results from please check.
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Suddenly all eyes were on me. I felt their weight but stood my ground. Here was the result I had expected. Took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. There it is. Ugh, that was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic, Soberil. Whoa. I love how that, if you click off the game, it actually does it normal, as, like, I don't know why, but if you click off the game, it acts like there's no blur, it just does it normally. You'd expect it just to freeze where it is, but no, it just, the blurriness goes away as long as you're clicked off it. You can't see it, because every time I click off the game pauses. Though, then again, you might be able to see it, I don't know. But it's funny. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumbled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Hey! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it! You keep your promise, goddammit! I groaned and with a Herculean effort lifted my head and then my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. Somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. Then at last... The smudge of a colour faded into a recognizable person. I threw out my hand in front of him. Give it back. Give me the medicine.
Give it back. Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here?
I don't care. Just hand me the medicine.
What are you talking about?
We found the Exelavir in the laboratory.
And Dio...
What?
You mean he has it? Right now?
Yeah. So?
I kept my promise. Now you. I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the Exelavir, and if he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack.
Fine.
Not quite what I'd been expecting.
Here.
With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it towards me. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said unmistakably Exelavir. It was the real thing. Clover, take it. I held it out towards her.
Right, of course.
She quickly tucked it into her pocket. Good. Now at least Quark will be alright. With that, the last of my strength... whatever. With that, the last of my strength left me and I dropped to my knees.
Sigma! Sigma! Sigma!
I guess this is it.
First is the sofa reel, which put you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocularine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles.
I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
9 minutes. Once the soap roll was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed. About 4 minutes had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? I gave a raspy, quiet laugh, even with death staring me in the face. I seemed to be determined to struggle right up until the very end. Okay, Sigma. You can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. If there was a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't ready to give up on that life yet. There had to be an answer. To be continued? Yep. I actually know how he gets out of that puzzle, but I'm not going to say it. I was wondering when it would come up, like that specific moment, but now that it's actually come up, that's actually pretty interesting. I didn't know that it had to do with the Exelavir. But yeah. Anyway, that was that one. I'm going to go back here and do Betray. Vote has been recorded. Please wait.
Round 2. Results. Thank you. Ambidex Game.
Clover and I walked slowly out of the AB room. Dio glanced over at us as he exited his own room. I looked away before he could make eye contact.
Sigma, why? After all that stuff you said. I mean, it's not like I'm criticizing you. I think you made the right decision. You
Sorry.
don't need to apologize. I think I would have chosen Betray if I was in your position. We'll find another way, alright? We just have to keep an eye on Dio. As soon as he gives us an opening, we take it. And I'm sure Alice will help us too.
Did you tell her?
It's okay. We can trust Alice. There's no way she told him. Anyway, let's go.
So you told Alice, eh? This is going to be interesting. Kay has 9 points now. Too bad, dear. Kay's going to get out. You're not.
Results, please.
Hey, what the hell is it?
Sorry, I decided to choose Betray.
Oh, so you don't care what happens to Quark?
What kind of cold-hearted bastard are you?
Jeez.
Please, just give it back.
Hey,
We found the Exelavir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it. What? You mean he has it right now?
Nah, I don't have it.
What?
Well, I won't have it in about 2 seconds.
The moment the words left his mouth, I knew what he planned to do. No, don't! I leapt towards him as I spoke, but it was already too late. Dio snatched the vial out of his pocket and brought it up. Oh, god damn it. I threw it to the ground.
No!
You bastard.
What are you doing?
A promise is a promise. If you'd chose an ally, this never would have happened. You want to blame someone? Blame yourselves.
Well, at least he's telling the truth when it comes to that. I've had enough. Something snapped in my brain. Bastard! Urgh! I let out a roar and leapt forward, only to be stopped short by a firm hand on my arm. It was Fi.
Hold it.
Why are you stopping me?
Because this isn't the time for that.
Huh? What do you mean this isn't the time for?
Look at the number 9 door.
Oh crap, Kay. Kay was indeed standing in front of the door. What? What is he?
No!
9. His BP is 9.
What?
Suddenly we're all running towards Kay and the number 9 door. God damn it. Kay, what the hell are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, that should be obvious. But if you insist, I am attempting to leave.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I assure you, I would do no such thing. I am perfectly serious. After a rational assessment of the facts, I have concluded that this is the wisest course of action. What is currently our highest priority? The answer is, of course, to save Quark. He must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. For that to happen, one of us must escape and call for help. Currently, the only one of us capable of doing so is myself. That is why I intend to escape.
And leave us all behind.
Unavoidable. But as I said, I do intend to call for help.
Couldn't you have at least waited until the next round? Then you could have raised Quark's BP to 9 and taken him with you.
And what would happen if Dio was Quark's opponent in the next round? I have no illusions about what Dio would do. This is the most logical choice.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Wait! Where's Alice?
Ah, yes. Alice is in the AB.
Oh boy.
She has collapsed. But you needn't be concerned. She is only sleeping.
Oh no! What did you do to Alice?
You will need to ask her yourself. I must take my leave.
Hey! God damn it! Wait!
Well, Deer charged at Kay, but the larger man easily sidestepped him and tumbled numbly through the door before it closed. You could roll under that, but okay.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the Nonary Game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Game over. No end dialogue or anything. That's hilarious. Okay, that was quick. Didn't even take 6 minutes or 7. Didn't take that long. But we got it anyway. Okay, so we have to go through the other door now. Let's go!